Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to Into the Breach. Now, I was just thinking about this last time we were playing. The last section always seems to be actually easier than the earlier ones, and I was wondering, is it because I always do detritus last? And I don't think that's the only reason. I think the acid in detritus definitely makes the late game enemies a little bit easier because it means that lower damage attacks can still one-shot them. But I find that by the time I get here, I'm usually pretty well equipped. Like right now, this team is basically raring to go no matter where they're fighting. I wonder if that would make a difference. Next time we might do the maps in reverse. I haven't decided if we're doing that 100% yet. We might try doing the maps in reverse to see if that's still the same in the final map as it is in this case. Either way though, what we're here to do, we're playing with the Blitzkrieg on hard. We're one mission away from a perfect number of saved people. And our team is pretty deadly right now. We have some serious firepower in the wings, and we are going to head to the corporate HQ to destroy the spider leader and make good on what we've saved. So let's do this thing. We've detected an unknown VEC approaching the detritus hub. We're gathering what intel we can, Commander, but we need the Blitzkrieg. His voice has changed so much already. Alright, well that's fine. Let's get in here. We know there's going to be a pile of spider problems coming our way. An alpha burrower, an alpha scarab, and a spider leader already too. Good. That's what we'd like to see, right? No? Okay. Well, let's deal with it. We're probably going to go for the missile barrage here just to kill off the spiderling eggs, but we'll see what happens once we confirm our turn. This guy needs to go down in a hurry, and unfortunately he's not really close to anything. His spiderlings have already hatched. If we're lucky, this guy will stop right here. He did not, but that's still not bad. Wow. That's a pretty incredible get vaporized by a single lightning attack chain. Question is, do we want the hook mech to stay here and tank it? Or do we shoot them first? There's a couple different ways we can do this, and most of them involve having some kind of additional attacks. This spiderling egg is probably going to need to get bopped by something like our artillery mech specifically. If I lightning everything, then it leaves the spider with 3 health left though. So what I'm trying to figure out here is there a better way to attack them that involves also killing the spider leader? Because if everything important here is gone, then we kind of have leeway after that to do whatever we want. The alpha burrower is going to be back with 2 HP. Right now the alpha scarab survives with 1. This guy doesn't get hit by the lightning, and the spider leader is still around. But I can actually also kill the spider leader with Gemini missiles, so we don't really need to kill them all in one go. The important thing is that we make sure that the alpha scarab is also dead, and maybe that this egg doesn't die, or doesn't survive. In order to do that, if we zap everything and allow the hook mech to take some damage, it can come in and punch the scarab to death. It can even punch the scarab to death against the spider leader, which we can then kill with a boulder. So that's pretty good. The only thing we'd have left is a spiderling egg, and we don't have to use the missiles. So I think that's going to be the play here. We go for the lightning blast. Hurts our hook mech a little, but thankfully not so much that it's critical. We can then mantis slash the scarab and fire a rock on the spider leader. No acid. Still cleared them all out in one turn except for a single egg. Of course, it's because we have a lightning thing that chains through all these guys, but you know what I mean. In fact, I can actually kill this guy too if I want. Might have been a better thing to back him up one. I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm going to let that thing live until it needs to get killed next turn, probably with a missile barrage. But we're not going to worry about it right now because I don't want to also smash my boulder mech down to half health. It's maybe not optimal, but it's definitely more convenient. And he's staying there. Okay. So we can easily fry these two then with a single lightning attack. These ones are going to be a little bit trickier, but we should be able to get rid of them too. The alpha scarab might wind up getting hit with a Gemini missile, since we still have 2 of those left. And this guy I think is just going to get punched by our hook mech. No reason to waste resources that we don't need to. The missile barrage may not wind up getting used this battle. But I mean, if we don't need it, then that's also pretty good. This Mantis Punch has turned out to be very convenient for us to have. I really can't complain about that thing at all. They get a Hornet, and their Burrower comes back. Alright. So far, this is looking pretty reasonable. All we have to do right now is remove this last guy. In order to do that, though, how do I want to handle this? As it stands, I can easily lightning them, but what I want to do is try and block some of these spawns so they don't get guys for no reason. For example, I could block 2 of them with the boulder mech if I was to stand here and shoot a boulder there, or vice versa. But I don't think I can quite kill the Alpha Hornet if I do that. Unless I use the missile barrage for no real reason, but I think that's actually really good here, turns out. If only I could stand the hook mech on here, they could do literally nothing to us next turn. But I think instead, we will use the boulder mech to block the spawns. I wonder if this prevents our rocks from taking damage too. This is fascinating to me. I want to know what happens to this thing. If this doesn't break, then that immunity item is actually really cool. And just for fun, missile barrage the single Vec. Poor guy. Alright, end turn. Does the boulder break? It does. Okay. So, the fact that we don't take damage doesn't mean we can just put boulders on tiles and then leave them for all time. Which is too bad, because that would have been really funny. Alright, I'm going to knock this guy into the acid, I think. Just so that our last enemy here in Detritus can get a taste of the acid for which it is famous. There you go. Alright, nice clean final battle. End turn.
You wiped the Vec from the sector completely. Thank you, Commander. The Vec abomination is down, and our corporate hub is intact. You and the Blitzkrieg have Detritus' gratitude.
Alright, that is a perfect set of islands. Every civilian protected. That is amazing.
Detritus has an aggressive bonus plan for excellence in performance, Commander. You and your Blitzkrieg deserve it.
We can get Camilla Vera again. We can get a all pilots survive death passive. And we can get 2 power. We're going to take Camilla, because we're probably going to sell her for some additional power. Alright, let's spend some reputation. What are they selling? They're selling the kickoff boosters. They get 1 move if they turn adjacent to each other. I'm actually not a fan of that at all. The flamethrower lets you push tiles and light them on fire or damage burning units. That's kind of cool. The phase cannon is an unusual one, letting you shoot through buildings, but the fact that it only does a max of 2 damage is not amazing. Phase shield's a cool ability though. Shielding everything you phase through seems that way. Raining Death sounds kind of cool, except for the fact that it hurts you as well. I'm not interested in weapons though, we have a pretty decent loadout as it is. What we're here for is firepower, so we're going to sell off Camilla. We're going to sell off the smoke mortar. Excuse me. And we're going to buy a pile of reactor cores. We could sell Bethany, but it doesn't actually do us any good to sell her because we can't get anything with it. We're going to do it anyway, though. We're going to sell Bethany, because we're not taking her again. We've already brought her through 1 time. And we're going to buy 2 more grid overpower. Bring us up to a nice tasty 32% grid defense for the final battle here. Alright. Our team is ready to go once we spend our last couple power points. And like I mentioned, we kind of know where these need to go. We got exactly the power to max out every single point on our mechs. That's pretty cool. We have a completely maxed out team. I mean, to be fair, we could theoretically have an additional 4 power in Kazak's mech, but he doesn't have anywhere to put it, so I'm fine with it as it is. Alright, let's go take on the final map here, the Volcanic Hive. Bring it on.
With the Vec driven off the islands, you have a chance to wipe them out at their source. You are humanity's last hope.
Let's do this thing. Bring it on. We have a Scorpion Leader, we have an Alpha Crab, we have an Alpha Scarab, we have an Alpha Digger. Alright, well, let's drop our team in. And see what they can do. This guy can move 3? That should be good. Alright, let's confirm the placement and see where they drop our tokens here. What's in tokens? Or pylons, that's the word I'm looking for.
Deploying remote power pylons. They'll keep you connected to the grid.
I mean, that's pretty good. They're all in the back. That's a pretty good placement. And our lightning mech did not get affected by the... Ooh, interesting. Nobody's here. I can attack through my own guy to fry those ones, but that's maybe not what we want to do. He's going in the pond, though. I can say that with almost complete certainty. Interesting. So as it stands, I can clear all of these guys by attacking my own mech twice. I can't repair that mech, though. And the Scorpion Leader would die, but only if I also attack him myself. So maybe that's not the best move? I think it is, though. I think the fact that it kills everything else makes it the best move. Our Boulder Mech is probably going to knock the Alpha Scarab here into the water, so we don't have to deal with him. But the fact that there's a Crab, a Scorpion Leader, and a Digger that we need to get rid of at the same time kind of makes me question if there's anything better we could possibly be doing. Even if we were to use the Missile Barrage here, it would still mean we'd need to at least lightning ourselves twice to clear out everything else. Unfortunately, though, I can't attack with my Mantis Claw because that would push him back into the power pylon we need to protect, and we kind of want to avoid doing that if we can help it. This guy does have 7 health, which is kind of crazy for the final battle here. The big thing I'm worried about doing this lightning attack twice to our hook mech is that it can't repair. So it would be on 1 health for the entire remainder of the battle. If anything else were to hit it, it would be in big trouble. Other than that, is there anything else we could do here to potentially help? We could fire a missile at both of these guys to clear them out. The big problem, though, is the Scorpion Leader, and as it stands, I don't know if we have a better option to get rid of him. The hook mech can drive 5 tiles, so if we can free him, then we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and punch this guy into the water. So it might be worth instead trying to Gemini the Scorpion Leader, attack ourselves that way. No, I'm still gonna need to attack twice. I want to kill them all, though, because I can't kill the Digger or the Alpha Crab if I only attack 1 time. Do we want to really put the hook mech at risk here? I think for the good of the long-term game here, I think we do. It's gonna be risky now, because we're gonna have to be very careful with how we use our lightning mech, but we can clear out all of our initial threats and get rid of this guy. Is this worth it? That's the big debate here. I think so. I think we don't use the Missile Barrage. I think we do lightning our own tank twice, and then we clear him out with a boulder. No, not a boulder, because a boulder would push him away. We don't want to do that. A boulder from here onto the Scorpion Leader, and then the hook mech pushes the Alpha Scarab into the water. This is gonna hurt a lot. Sorry. Sorry there, Kazak. You can do it, my dude. Keep on trucking. Alright, now he's still alive, as expected. So we drop a rock on his head. We drive over to here. And punch him in the water. You can do it, Kazak Blef. Kazak Blef Kilik. Let's go. Lava incoming, but we can fly with our mech in the back here, so that's not a problem. Here's the Blast Scion and the Blobber. Well, we knew that was coming, which is probably what we're going to Missile Barrage this turn. Let's see what these guys do, though. Okay, now I could use the environment to kill this guy by pulling him 1 tile to here, but I can't get over these enemies, so that's probably not going to happen. It is much more likely, instead, that we Missile Barrage the heck out of them to get them out the way. Alternatively, I could move the Boulder Mech to somewhere like here. I wonder if this would set us on fire if we're flying over top of it. I don't know if I want to test that. I don't know if I want to test that at all. I could move the Boulder Mech in and use it to bop the Scion Tyrant out the way. Kill it with the boulder, and then it would push the hook mech over to here, who could then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and pull the Alpha Hornet onto the fire tile here. Then all we would have left is the Blobber and its Blob Bomb, but the bomb doesn't hit anything if it's in that position by itself, so it's kind of fine. And then we could block a spawn here with our lightning mech if we feel like it. Alternatively, we use the Scion Tyrant. Kill the Scion Tyrant with the missile barrage, but leaves him with 2 HP and him with 2 HP. We can kill him with a boulder from the boulder mech. But we can't kill him with the lightning mech because we can't stand in those fire tiles. So I don't think that makes a huge difference. I think it makes sense for us to basically leave the Alpha Blobber alone in this case. Given that we can clear out everything else we want to clear out without having to worry about it. Now, I actually can't stand on this spawn anymore, which is my bad, because I did things in the wrong order. We're not going to undo the turn in this case. I'm just going to stand on this spawn and destroy this blob. There we go. Alright, let's end our turn. They're going to have 2 more guys. The blobber is going to throw out another blob, but that shouldn't be anything we can't handle. We've got a charger. We've got lava coming in. Okay, the blobber doesn't want to live anymore. Neither does that guy. I mean, alright. That's how we want to do it. That's cool with me. So we have some fire here. That's going to be a problem because our hook mech can't stand here to punch him out the way. We're probably going to fly our boulder mech into a better position and then just knock him over so he jumps in the water. These 2 we can lightning to death just by zapping them. This blob will get killed by the environment before it explodes, so none of that is super important. We're going to move the boulder mech over into position here, I think. Yes. And boulder right here. Interesting that it's on fire. I guess that means it's going to explode itself automatically. And I'm going to stand the hook mech over here for now to make sure that it is blocking a spawn for us. But first, let's just explode these 2 enemies. Well done. Okay, and let's stand you on the spawn because we are immune to spawn damage, so we can do this even at 1 HP. Alright, let's end our turn. I could put a shield bubble on you. Do I care about putting a shield bubble on you? Yeah, that's why not. You're flying anyway. That'll do. End turn. I still can't repair because the Mantis can't do that. And Alpha Beetle goes into the pond. You are dead. 2 blocked enemies means they only get a Scorpion and a Firefly back. We can punch him into the lava. And we can electrocute him twice. Alright. Is there any better way to do this, or are we just going to do it the way it's most obvious? I think we're going to do it in a way that's slightly less obvious. Let's move you over to here. It's almost the most obvious way. Lightning him. Punch him into the lava. And drop a boulder on his head. Job done. Alrighty. So, with that done, we have completed stage 1 of the final fight. Let's keep this thing going. Interesting how it set a tile that was already on fire again.
Incoming seismic activity. Brace yourselves.
Kazak was not ready for that. That's probably what happens when you don't speak the language and you can't understand the warning. Alright, well, down we come. The bomb's probably going to land over here somewhere.
Sending down power pylons. Keep them operational. We don't have any more.
Bomb? Here somewhere?
Deploying a Renfield bomb. Defend it while it primes and it will destroy the hive.
Exactly where I thought it would go. Alright. Alright, what do we got going on here? We got some rocks falling. He's probably going in the lava. He's probably getting lightning twice to death. How do we handle this mess? So, this guy has problems. This guy has definitely problems, because he is immune to lava. He is massive. We can send him over here by knocking a boulder beside him, but it won't get rid of him. This one is currently attacking our Renfield bomb, which means that we don't really want to let it do that, because it'll bring it down to 1 HP. This one is currently attacking our Renfield bomb as well, which means we probably don't want to let him do that either. If I stand the hook mech here, I can pull him into lava, which is pretty good. If I attack twice, I can kill this guy with the lightning on its own. But then we basically have to decide between either of these for our boulder mech, because we can't do both. Now, this guy hits pretty hard. This guy's attacking our objective, though. It's probably better to let the beetle leader attack this and block the spawn on his own and take that 2 damage, since we have a ton of power grid and plenty of grid defense, than let anyone attack our bomb. As it stands, the best way to get rid of him is probably to actually move the boulder mech over to here and just push him over one so he gets crushed to death. I think that is in fact what we're going to do. I would love to get rid of the beetle leader as well, because he's going to give us more trouble if we don't kill him right now, but the fact that he is kind of not in a great position for us means that the best play is going to be removing everything else that's attacking the actual objective, or is otherwise keeping us locked down first. Because the environmental effects go off before their attacks do, so he doesn't get to hit us anyway. So this guy will get to hit 1 pylon, will probably break them, but with a 32% grid defense, we have a 1 in 3 chance of not taking damage. Maybe we'll get lucky. Plus he'll block a spawn for us, which is very polite of him. Oh, it actually filled in that lava. I'm glad I didn't rely on anything falling in there, because it wouldn't have happened. Ooh, 2 damage, but that's fine. We can survive. We just got the Immovable Objects achievement, which I don't know what it's for. We'll have to take a look at that in a second here. What is Immovable Objects for? Block 100 VEC across all games. Well, there you go. Okay, so I think the play here is probably going to be take the boulder mech, stand it here, fire a missile into the beetle leader to knock him back into this. That means that he takes, he has what? 5 health total left? He'd take enough to kill him outright. Then all we have to do is kill the alpha digger, which we should be able to do with a combination of lightning and a punch into the lava. There we go, beetle leader is removed. We step 1 step off the instant death tile and lightning these. And then follow up with Kazakh Plethkilik's Death Punch. Into the lava with you. Alright, I wonder what's going to happen here. There's an enemy spawning in a tile that's going to be a death tile. That's actually really interesting. We'll see what happens here in a second. Now they are going to get 4 new guys spawning next turn, but we'll deal with that as it comes. Possibly 5 if this guy... Nope, his spawn is cancelled. Interesting. Alright, well the Scion's here, so we're probably going to barrage him if there's no other easier kill on him. We may actually hook this guy into the lava though, that's pretty convenient. Double lightning on him. No, we have to move. There's a falling rock that'll kill us if we stay in that spot, which is kind of unfortunate, but we'll deal. Actually, interesting. If I move around to this side, I can attack him once, which won't kill him, but I can let the Alpha Beetle attack, and... Oh no, it's a falling rock. It's not going to turn into lava. My mistake. Alright, that won't let us just auto-kill him. Let us see then. We have a Vec here we can deal with. How do we want to approach this last couple of turns here? The trick is, currently nobody's attacking our bomb. So as long as we kill the Scion Tyrant, everything else here is just bonus. But we can kill a couple of these additional guys. If we put the hook mech here, we can pull him into the lava. If we move around behind this guy and lightning him once, we'll take 1 damage when he bounces off his Hornet ally, but we'll be otherwise fine. Our Boulder Mech can kill the Scion Tyrant. I think that'll do. I think we could maybe do something a little fancier here. If we were to punch him over 1, he would block that spawn for... No, he wouldn't, because he's going this way, not that way. Is there any way we can block any of these spawns and to do something fun? Yes, there is. I can move the hook mech to here and pull him over one so he dives into the lava, but that's actually going to happen after the rocks fall, which means the rock is going to fill that lava, so it won't work that way. Alright, I think the best play for you is still going to be pulling this guy into the lava. It's an easy kill that we can get no problem. Next up, we're going to fire a boulder at the Scion, push our rock into the lava, but that's fine. Next up, I can kind of just get out of the way of this attack, and they'll deal with each other. It doesn't actually have any impact on me, so I can come over here and block a spawn. That way we have fewer enemies to deal with next time, and if we're lucky... No, he attacks first. So if we're lucky, they'll attack each other for even more damage, but as it is, that's fine by me. Let's end our turn. We have an action available, but we don't need it. This is the final stage. One turn left. What do they have? They have a hornet and a hornet. And the death line is coming across our bomb. Does that mean I have to move that thing, or is it going to be fine? It doesn't have the death tile on it, so maybe it's okay? Maybe it's okay. Yep, it doesn't have the tentacle effect on it, which is very convenient. Very convenient indeed. All of these guys can get killed by the lightning mech on his own, which is pretty cool. And then we can finish this one off with a 1-2 punch from the hook mech. Unfortunately, that's kind of inconvenient with the way it's set up, so I might just Gemini missile him instead, because that's a little easier. Otherwise, I'd have to do a pile of damage to him for no reason, and although it doesn't matter because it's the last turn, I can also just do this. Get rid of him that way. You can stand on this fancy boulder platform there, Kazak, and watch as Silica vaporizes the competition. Poor bugs. Alright. They managed to break one of our towers here at the end, but overall, we are good here. Let's go.
The Renfield bomb is ready. I recommend you leave now or you'll share a grave with the Vec.
The Vec have been uprooted from this timeline. Now the others may thrive. Temporal activation initiated. Re-engaging Vec in alternate timeline.
Goodbye, Vec. We got another achievement. Squad's victory. There you go. Presumably for beating with 4 different teams. Very cool. Victory. Thanks to the valiant efforts of Silica, Kazak, Plethkilik, and Prospero, the Vec Hive has been destroyed, saving this timeline from ultimate doom. Humanity can now begin to recover from the destruction wrought by the Vec. 30,000 civilian lives protected. Oh yeah. Man. Took us 4 tries here, but we eventually got ourselves a perfect victory. I have to see if we can do it again. Very nice, though. We have to bring 1 pilot to bring into our next timeline. Who do we want to bring? I think we're going to bring Prospero. Kazak Pleth is super cool, but I don't want to overplay the special character angle just yet. Hopefully we'll be able to find another one in a future run and play with him again, but for now I think we'll let him go. Silica is crazy powerful, so we're going to let him go too. Plus he has 3 grid defense, which I'm trying not to support if I can help it. But Prospero has the flying ability. Their abilities are both useful, the mech move and mech HP. It's not as good as having mech reactor, but it'll do. And in fact, both of these have 3 grid defense. They both fall into my don't support taking that. So we're going to take Prospero. Welcome to the timeline, Prospero. You're coming with us. Alright. Well then. We got ourselves quite the mission there. If we take a look at our achievements, the other one we got at the end there was indeed beat the game with 4 different squads at any length. And so far we're doing pretty good for the achievements overall. We'll have to come back and do this one, finish the first 2 corporate islands in under 30 minutes at some point. Probably do that on my own at some time, just blast through it. We also have to hit 4 enemies with a single laser with the Zenith Guard, which we never wind up actually managing. But otherwise, we're making good time here. We've still got a bunch of other achievements to get. We're like 680 civilians from this one. It's like one mission. We've never actually done a 2 or 3 island length, which I'm probably not going to do on camera. I like doing all 4 islands. It's more interesting that way, I feel. We'll see, though. And then... what else do we have here? Backup batteries earned by 10 grid power on a single island. Oof. Finish a corporate island without taking mech damage. Wow. Have an individual pilot fight the final battle across 3 different timelines. We have to do that sometime later on, because we're not doing that for these. We're always going to take a different pilot if we can help it. Engineering dropout. Finish 3 corporate islands without purchasing a weapon. Ooh. Finish 3 corporate islands by destroying every time pod. Oh, that's mean. And finish 3 corporate islands without equipping any new pilots or weapons. Interesting. We have to try some of these achievements we haven't gotten yet at some point, but for now I think we might stick with playing all the different teams. There's a plenty more for us to uncover as we go through here, as we try and not horribly get killed on hard mode, as we're probably going to try and stick with that for the remainder of our missions here. Either way, thank you very much for watching. This has been a good time playing through this on hard with the team, especially once we got our lightning mech up into full potential, because that thing became an absolute monster. But for now, this is it. Let me know in the comments, like I said, what you thought about our run, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.